And you were talking earlier about resistance. Was that more around, what was that resistance about?
I think there's a couple of different ways. One is that we are going through a lot of change, and many people will be changed and will
Mm,
face anger and frustration and be shifted. That is going to happen. I just think that some of the narrative is accelerating that and is creating more disharmony to suit personal gain than it is
right.
harmony. Especially in terms of conflict, it's finding those common areas that how do you build from there? How do you build together? What is the other person trying to say? Where
Mm.
is the compromise? It's
Where's the
and unfortunately,
neutrality in that?
yeah, and kind of we cannot all be exactly right at the same time, because there are two ways that that can happen. One is we're all brainwashed and follow exactly the same dogma. The other is that we're all at war with each other all of the time. So none of us is 100% right,
Mhm.
and
And
it's a
there's
foolhardy.
always,
Yeah,
yeah, and there's always so many different, everybody has their own truth around something.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And it's
yes,
it's how tight you hold that truth
yeah,
creates that I want to be right, I'm right. This is my truth, therefore I'm right.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah,
And kind of there's a lot of fear-based narrative that encourages people to take tighter control and
yes,
to reinforce
yes.
their position of being right. And as we both know, in any change that goes on, the more you control it, the harder it becomes, and more pain and suffering you cause. Yeah, I'm not saying
Yeah.
lean into where it goes, but follow and observe and be curious and find opportunity, because there is always opportunity.
And I think, if we look at things on a bigger scale, we can potentially feel so helpless. You talked about conflict before, but conflict starts at home. Healing conflict starts at home. And the more we do that, the bigger an impact we have as a whole. So yeah, yeah. And I know we're talking about, balance and inner sanctuary, and we can do that at any time through the day. But I also know that you're working on a really exciting project. And it's called the Inoki pod. It's the designs, I've seen the designs, they look absolutely gorgeous, and the potential of this is amazing. So can you tell us about the Inoki pod, what it is, what it's for, the impact, the benefits and impact, and what makes it a special place to chill out, and
So,
more,
and more.
and more.
So over the nearly 2 years that we've been working together, I've been on such a journey, and I've learned so much from you, and it's also triggered my own curiosity to follow different paths and explore. Um, and it's reaffirmed to me how important it is for leaders to not just learn the hard skills, and also not just the soft skills of relationships, but also the spiritual elements of leadership, the in spirit elements of leadership. Um, and and so that's been something I've been intensely curious about for some time, as well as AI. And I won't start down the AI route because we'll lose an hour. But AI as well has been an area that I've explored, and starting to think, well, how could the two work together? How could we encourage people to find that inner peace, that inner sanctuary? And could we imagine a world where kind of the boundaries between inner and outer dissolve, where you can find that presence, where you can find somewhere where space and time mean everything and nothing. What would that look like? Where would you go? And so that's led to a practical design of a meditation pod. So if I can describe it, and you've seen the designs, this is essentially, you know, a large, really organic shape of an egg, best describe it, that you retreat within, and it's an immersive space, not in terms of VR necessarily, although you can use VR with it, but not necessarily VR, more around immersive soundscapes and guided content that encourages you, that gives you a place of safety and encourages you to retreat in, and supports you to retreat in, and encourage you to go on little curious adventures and playful time. So yeah, so in terms of the work, I've just recently come off a incubator to develop the design and to understand the AI behind it, and yeah, it's really exciting and beautiful. And also one of the things that is brought through with the project is not just an expression for, you know, those energies, those meditations, those spiritual elements. Also, there is so much research going on around consciousness and neuroscience. So how do we bring through some of those science discovered, I was going to say science facts, they've always been there, it's just that we've now got the words for it, and I go, oh right, okay. But there's a tremendous amount of research that's going on around consciousness at the moment, and so it weaves through, you know, that combination of deep ancient wisdom and, you know, really modern science in one place.
And it is a really truly beautiful design. It's just ergonomic and aesthetically pleasing, and it's also incredibly comfortable looking. It's, you know, soft. There's all sorts of things that are involved in its senses and things like that.